All right, let's just jump right in. How do you build a brand in Web3? An internet that's all about ownership and decentralization, that feels both anciently powerful and totally cutting edge. Well, today we're dissecting an absolute masterclass in brand building. We're going to look at the blueprint for a project called Black W3B and see exactly how they're putting together a really unique identity from the ground up.
It all kicks off with this mission statement. Listen to that. This isn't about just building an app or a token. This is about creating a feeling, an entire experience. Mystical portals to sovereign wealth systems. It's so ambitious, it's almost poetic. And right away, it sets a tone that is miles away from your typical financial tech project.
And yeah, that vision, it definitely sounds like magic, but it's actually built on a very deliberate, super detailed blueprint, a fusion of strategy, design, and story. And that is exactly what we're going to deconstruct in this explainer. So let's get into it. First up, the grand vision. This section is all about the philosophical core of the brand. We're going to explore their central idea, taking something ancient, something we've trusted for centuries, and giving it modern, digital utility. They call this whole concept digital alchemy. And honestly, this is the central metaphor for everything they do. The idea is simple, but wow, is it powerful. Take something ancient and universally trusted, like physical gold, and alchemize it, transform it into something totally new, a high-utility digital asset that can move at the speed of the modern world.
Now, what's really fascinating here is that the brand is built on 4 distinct pillars. Sovereign architect, that's all about giving you control, the tools to build your own financial future. We've talked about digital alchemy. Then you have mystical capitalism, which blends this sense of spiritual depth with economic empowerment. And finally, Afrofutures finance, which grounds the project in a really specific cultural vision for the future economy. Together, these 4 pillars guide every single decision.
So how do you make a concept like mystical capitalism actually look like something? That brings us to our next section, decoding the visual alchemy. Here, we're going to see how these ancient aesthetics get fused with a modern, almost video game-like design to create a totally unique visual identity.
This slide just illustrates it perfectly. It's this creative tension right at the heart of the design. On one side, you have this mystical Afrofuturist style. We're talking gold, cosmic blues, sacred geometry. And then, on the other side, you've got this clean, modern Web3 design, things like numbered badges and gamified displays. The real magic is how they blend these two seemingly opposite worlds into one cohesive look and feel. And if we dive a little deeper, you can see the strategy in every single color choice. It's not random. Ancient gold isn't just yellow. It symbolizes value and sovereignty. Deep cosmic blue gives you that feeling of trust and infinite possibility, which is perfect for a blockchain project, right? Sovereign purple hints at royalty and luxury, while sacred black provides this foundation of power and elegance. Every shade is telling a piece of the story.
But here's where the fusion really pops. They contrast those deep primary colors with these super high-energy accent colors. You got neon greens for vitality, hot pinks for excitement, electric orange to create urgency. These are the colors of gamification. They inject a ton of energy and interactivity into that ancient mystical foundation. It's just a really smart way to feel both serious and engaging at the same time.
Okay, so they've got the philosophy, they've got the look, but how do they actually tell the story? Well, that brings us to the third piece of the puzzle, the narrative engine. We're about to see how they use a meticulously designed video series to basically create desire and guide users on a very specific journey. And here is that journey all mapped out. It starts by creating a problem, getting you to question the current financial system. Then it offers a familiar solution, gold. But it quickly introduces a new problem with gold, which creates tension. Only then does it introduce its real solution, using tech to make that gold active and reveals the brand as the synthesis of it all. Finally, it explains the tech and invites you to join. It's a classic, perfectly structured story arc.
The absolute crucial point in this entire narrative comes from the script for Video 3. After spending a whole video convincing you that gold is the stable, eternal answer, they pivot with this one line. But in a digital world, stability is not enough. Bam! That's the moment they create the new problem that their product is uniquely designed to solve. It's just a brilliant turn.
In fact, if you just look at those first 3 videos, what you see is a perfect 3-act structure. Act 1 destabilizes you. It shows you the flaws in the current system. Act 2 stabilizes you with the comfort of gold. And then Act 3 creates a whole new crisis by revealing gold's fatal flaw in the digital age. It's passive, It just sits there. It's such brilliant storytelling. All right, for our final section, strategy and synthesis, let's connect all of this, the visuals, the story, directly back to the business goals. Because this isn't just art for art's sake. It's a machine that's been built to drive results.
So this all sounds great in theory, but does this carefully crafted story actually work? Well, the data suggests it absolutely does. Video 2, the one establishing gold as the anchor of trust, scored an incredible 9.2 out of 10 in a comprehensive review. This isn't just a cool idea, it's being executed at an extremely high level.
And when you break that score down, you see exactly why it's so effective. A perfect 10 for production quality, so it looks and sounds amazing. A 9 for narrative clarity, the message is crystal clear. And a 9 for strategic value, meaning it achieves its main business goal at that stage, which is to build that foundational trust. It's the perfect fusion of creative execution and strategic purpose.
This all feeds into a really clear three-phase campaign. The mystical visuals and provocative story kickstart awareness. The 7-part video series then drives the education phase, building that crucial trust. And finally, the clarity and the call to action are designed for engagement, turning interested viewers into active community members. It's a methodical, step-by-step funnel.
And really, this quote from the source material just sums it all up perfectly. The combination of a deep philosophical vision, a unique visual identity, and a compelling narrative arc, it isn't just about selling a product. The ambition here is way bigger. It's about building a movement.
So, that's the blueprint. It's a fascinating look at how to build a multi-layered brand in an incredibly noisy world. Which leaves us with one final question. Is this deep fusion of ancient storytelling and modern gamified systems the new blueprint for how powerful brands are going to be built in the future? What do you think?